Today I'm joined by Christina Smith. Christina is Olympian 2002 representing Canada in bobsleigh. Christina is now an author and a speaker. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you so much, Christian. A pleasure to be here.
Thanks. Christina, how did you get into bobsleigh?
Well, having been one of the world's pioneers, it was uncharacteristic. Let's say, I was at university and I saw a guy walking around in a pair of tights and holding on to a motorcycle helmet, and it was in the middle of winter, so it looked a little bizarre for a guy with tights and thinking he can't be on his motorcycle. There's snow outside, So I thought, what does this guy do? And he started to tell me about this crazy sport, extreme, and crashes and ice burns and concussions. And then he started to say, you have a good set of legs on you, and they're looking for women. And I thought it was like he was asking me to be an astronaut. So I kind of disregarded his comment, and really forgot about it. But a few months later, I was asked to model in a fashion show, and I showed up at the location, and he's there, and I said, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "Oh, I hired your modeling team to help me with my fundraiser for my bobsleigh team." And during the course of the event, I had a friend come to watch, and she won a door prize, and it was a 1-year free bobsleigh club membership. And so she gave it to me because I had said that this man wanted me to try, and that was back in 1992. And that was really the start of my life change. It was very pivotal, that one moment. But of course now, that's not how you recruit women for the sport. But back then it was, if you had a good set of legs and you asked them if they were fast, they were a candidate. Really and crazy, of course, courageous.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you do any other sports before that has helped?
Skiing, I started at the age of 2 because my relatives from great grandpa all the way up to, my father, who was a big influence, that was something we did every weekend. And I became a ski instructor. So, of course, the powerful legs and just learning about, timing, precision, accuracy, endurance. And it was a very big sport that I grew up with. Also, I was into dancing as well. So I learned a lot about balance and coordination, like everything in sport revolves a lot around the foundational tools that we need. And gymnastics was a big one. I would recommend gymnastics to every child. That should be a foundational physical exercise that children get introduced to, just for developing flexibility and routine and discipline. And
you participated in the inaugural bobsleigh event at the Olympics in 2002. How and when did you find out about it, and how did it make you feel?
So it was October 2nd, 1999, and I was actually at Canada Olympic Park, and the way we celebrated, we ran across to the McDonald's and got an ice cream cone and went and sat in front of the Olympic sign that kind of hosted our city as the Olympic site for 1988. And it was kind of, the cone that was like a spiral cone, like a flame, And I remember sitting there with a friend and just kind of that little token milestone moment of hearing about it. And from there, life just totally changed.
Yeah. So let's go from a good moment to a bad moment. What was your darkest moment as an athlete?
Probably hearing of the death of one of my friends that crashed. Actually, she flew out of the track in Berchtesgaden in Koenigsee, and she died. Yvonne Cernota from the German team. That was probably the darkest moment. Yeah.
How did you recover from it?
How did I recover? Whew, wow. Well, just seeing emotions right now coming up. I don't know if I have. I never had that kind of fear of sliding, ever. And I never thought I would hurt myself like that. I never thought I would die. Like, I just never had that in my mindset. My mindset was the strongest thing possible. And yeah, that was kind of a bit of a deal breaker, with myself, like that really put me back. But I had the ability to, I would say, as in applying it to the actual sport, to be able to slide again after hearing that kind of news. Of course, that is more a heart emotion that I'm experiencing right now. But to be able to overcome this, to be able to be that athlete and that mindset and that strength to overcome thinking about it and things like that's something that you have to flex your mindset muscle. You have to develop that over time.
What was your best moment?
Wow. Well, I mean, I instantly went to the Olympic Games and just walking into the ceremony, it was the absolute epic moment when you walk in and all the place is just vibrating with cheers and people are out of their seats. And I mean, I had a hand up and I did not put it down from waving the entire lap of the entire stadium. I was just like, I think my face was stretching with like smiles, and it was overwhelming. Yeah. I feel it again now. You see, you're asking me the right questions. Emotions. These ones are happy.
Yeah. So let's go back. What
Yeah.
advice would you give a younger you if you could travel back in time, let's say 15, 20 years? What advice would you give if you meet your younger self?
To flex your empowered muscle, to learn how to do things for yourself. There are a lot of mentors and there are a lot of people that want to help you in life, but it's so important that you actually learn the process of figuring things out on your own, and figuring out is the beauty, it's the journey of your life. And if somebody feeds you the information, hand feeds you it, and puts it in your mind, and teaches you everything you need to know, it's like spoon feeding a baby. You have to go through an experience and learn from it. People can guide you, but not hold you and carry you. So it's really important that you really learn about relying on yourself, because the worst service that a coach can do to an athlete is to disempower them, is to take away everything that an athlete could actually learn to do these things and to be independent. So I really think that that's so important, and it's so important for a coach to drive that message to their athletes, because the highlight of any coach that they should be aiming for is the day that they cannot appear at the point of competition, and that athlete does not crumble, and that athlete is prepared, and they thrive, and they're successful, and they feel that, wow, like, you prepared me, coach, thank you.
Yeah. What are the habits that make you a successful athlete in person?
Oh, definitely my environment for success, being prepared, having, thinking, for example, the night before, having everything you need done. You can't be scrambling in the morning and thinking, and because that's most likely where you'll be forgetting things. Knowing what you're going to be eating, as a routine for success. So you're not experimenting on what you're going to put into your body if really rely on it. This is your machine. This is your temple. So eating the proper foods that fuel yourself accordingly, having your environment, like I've said, having things around that stimulate you for your optimum performance or your mindset.
Who's your role model and why?
The first person that came to my mind is me, because that's the only person I'm in control of. I have to be my own role model. But if I were to say my original ultimate role model have really been my parents. And they're both so hardworking, and like my dad, he's just, oh my gosh, he just never quits. He was the first part-time ski instructor ever to achieve a level 4 in the Canadian Ski Instructors Alliance, which is the highest level for a ski instructor. My grandpa, who was a pioneer in helping the development of the ski industry in Canada, and he was a role model as well, paving new trails, in the industry. My grandmother just turned 100 last week. And she's been in my life forever. She's always said, "The world's your oyster, Christina. You don't let anything stop you." And then my mother, oh my goodness, she's just been my pillar, my rock in my life, that is so loving and caring. And I've been so fortunate to have so much love in my life and so many role models that, when I do think of myself as being my ultimate role model, because they've taught me that, rely on yourself, just learn things and never give your power away.
That is really cool. Does that also lead into, you have a book coming out called Empowerment, and the subtitle is Explore, Transform, Flourish. What is the book about, and what does the reader get?
Well, it's kind of a combination of what we've been speaking about. It's really, empowered is really says what it does. Everything that I've gone through, whether it was negative or positive, it's empowered me. It made me who I am today. It's made me stronger. So a lot of people, they think that negative experiences are just, they wouldn't wish them upon anybody. Yes, we can look at it like that, but the thing is, the experience has happened. How can we recreate it, or make, as they say, lemons into lemonade? It's really important that we proceed in our life with that state of mind, because a lot of people find they get depressed and they get locked into a story, and in their life they repeat that story. And again, that's, like I was saying before, what's in your mind is so important, and you have to be very disciplined throughout your life to not dwell on the negativity of things, and really about changing that state of mind into a positive state of mind. When I think of the book, it's laid out in a way that each chapter has certain strengths or reflections that I've had on my life.
Do you want to nominate someone to be interviewed?
Actually, I have an ultimate mentor, and when I think of anybody that has been inspirational in my life, has been this man, and his name is Jungle Jim Hunter. And he was the original Crazy Canuck alpine ski racer. And he has been my inspiration. I actually was his co-host on a radio show that he used to do called the Jungle Jim Hunter Show.
Where can people find you?
Well, I have a website, authorchristinasmith.com. And that would be great. That's a landing page for my book. And I can also give you a special link that we can post for people to be able to either get a copy, a digital copy, or it would be great to have them even wanting a purchase copy, whatever they'd like. Love the support, and I'll be doing some um, additional things from consultation to workshops, podcasts, various things in association with the book. So yes, it'll be it's a new journey for me, and you're an inspiration, Christian.
Thank you.
Yes, so I'm sure uh, I'll be looking for some mentorship around what you're doing and how you're succeeding.
Thank you. The website was authorchristinasmith.com.
Yes,
Really
yes.
cool. Your
So
social channels, I found you on LinkedIn. Where else can we find you?
on Instagram, as well as on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, it's Christina Natalie Smith, and Nathalie. So that's that way spelled. And as well, Olympian Christina Smith.
Christina, thanks so much
Yes.
for your time. That was awesome.
Oh, my pleasure. And yeah, I hope to, if ever you need me to speak on other topics, I'd be more than happy. Uh, I have a plethora. I have several.
That would be really great. Really good. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I think one thing that I will say, Christian, is it's not about being an Olympian that's important. It's about how you give back to the world with your title, to make a difference.